Tonight at 10, a stray bullet strikes an East Madison home, nearly hitting someone in bed. What we know as police continue to investigate.
Plus, a new way local communities can report crimes to police. A closer look at how the initiative works.
And former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie officially enters the 2024 presidential race. Which other candidates are expected to throw their hats in the ring this week? It's all ahead on News 3 Now at 10. Madison police are investigating after a stray bullet struck a home coming within inches of a person who was lying in their bed.
This happened in the Ecken Park neighborhood on the city's east side. Officers were called to Doll Street just before noon today. Neighbors reported seeing someone in a vehicle shooting at another vehicle, but it is unknown if anyone was hurt. A neighbor tells us they took cover as soon as they started hearing shots fired off in succession.
Yeah, I was just laying in bed and heard a rapid gunfire, and of course I hit the ground. Waited a few minutes, looked up, and saw a red vehicle take off down the street.
2 other homes were hit by bullets, including one that had people inside. Police found a dozen shell casings in the area.
It appears it happened in the street involving 2 vehicles where one person exited one of these vehicles and gunfire towards this other vehicle. That would be the intended target.
No arrests have been made, but police hope you can help them with information. You can call Crime Stoppers 608-266-6014 if you have any information that could lead to an arrest. Be the first to know as we learn more about this story by downloading our Channel 3000 News 3 Now app. You'll receive news alerts as investigators release more information.
Now let's check in with Julian Seawright for our first warn forecast.
Well, things are pretty beautiful out here on our weather patio, and it's going to get even better as the night continues, as we're not dealing with such hazy skies, and on top of it, the cloud cover will be clearing out. So taking a look at what we had on our radar. Earlier this afternoon, some isolated showers had moved throughout much of southern Wisconsin, but many of us stayed dried. We did see a little bit of rainfall, and over the last 12 hours or so, it was enough for some areas. We saw about close to an inch just north of Prairie du Chien and south of Platteville. Some areas did see about close to 1/2 of an inch of rainfall. South of Madison, we didn't get that much, but we still saw just enough of some of that rain estimated from our radar over the last 12 hours, which is good because we still have been having quite a dry streak, and our grass is definitely feeling it. Now, taking a look at how things will be for tonight, it's 67 now. We're going to be in the 50s overnight. Cloud cover is going to stick around until we get into the later part of our overnight hours, where it will start to clear up, especially heading into our Wednesday morning. Temperatures will fall to around 50 degrees for us in Madison as we're heading out the door, and in areas to the southwest, since that cloud cover is sticking around, we'll be into the upper 50s as we're starting off our Wednesday morning. Tomorrow, though, it's going to be very similar to today. That means middle to upper 70s throughout much of southern Wisconsin. 76 degrees, plenty of sunshine. So we're looking at another couple of days of some pretty good weather before we start to see some changes heading into the weekend, which could bring in some much needed rainfall. We'll talk about how much and when we can expect it in a few moments. And so then, over to you.
Well, most of us have gotten used to working from home or going to the doctor virtually thanks to the COVID-19 pandemic.
And now the Madison Police Department is taking those lessons and applying them to law enforcement. Logan Reichstead shows us how.
We've been talking about this since the beginning of the year. It was one of my departmental goals.
Hello, I'm Officer Dahl from the City of Madison Police Department. How are you today?
And now the Madison Police Department's new virtual response initiative is live.
We're leveraging some of the things that we've learned since the pandemic to use Zoom platform, web-based platform, in order to take reports, answer calls from citizens who perhaps may have a non-emergency. You can get immediate response.
Here's how it works. When someone calls 911 or the non-emergency dispatch line, the dispatcher will determine if the call is an emergency or needs an officer to respond in person.
But if not, they can direct you to one of our station officers who has the ability to send you a Zoom link to your email, and then you can talk immediately to a police officer and tell them what your question is.
Police Chief Sean Barnes says there are a number of benefits to this model, including more convenient timing for community members and also making people more comfortable speaking with officers discreetly without a squad car parked outside their home or their business. And he says it's not just those making the reports who will reap the rewards, since officers who were hurt or are on desk duty can handle these calls.
Would you happen to have like Ring doorbell, or any of your neighbors have Ring doorbell that might have picked up this incident?
It also gives officers in the field an opportunity to concentrate on some of the crime prevention things that we put in place this year, and or concentrate on some of the areas that may have been problematic for us in the past.
As for any concerns about privacy,
It is a secure link. There's no chat option. There's no record option. It's just you talking to an officer, just like you would if that officer came to your home.
in Madison, Logan Reigstad, News 3 Now.
Chief Barnes says this is just phase one of this rollout, and if all goes well, it could eventually be expanded.
The Verona Area School District has settled a federal lawsuit that accused the district of paying male employees more money for similar work. The U.S. Equal Employment Opportunity Commission filed that lawsuit in January of 2022. It said the district violated the Equal Pay Act of 1963 by paying female employees less than their male counterparts for substantially similar work. The district, the EEOC, and the parties involved reached an out-of-court settlement that kept the case from going to trial. For the union, this is a case that goes beyond just equal pay in this district.
This is a victory for those 10 dedicated and loyal employees, but it's also a victory for our members across the state. And districts should be on note that we are paying very close attention to salaries, and until every school district in Wisconsin has a fair and predictable pay schedule for our members, we will keep our foot on the gas.
In a statement, the president of the Verona Area School District's Board of Education said, quote, "We are ready to move beyond this matter and reaffirm our district's commitment to provide our scholars with a world-class education." The affected employees altogether will get $450,000 in total. And some good news for Madison teachers and staff members. Starting next year, MMSD will be offering larger paychecks. The district and Teachers Union Madison Teachers, Inc. announced a minimum 8% wage increase. It is meant to match the maximum cost of living adjustment for the next fiscal year. The funds will come from $12 million from the district's General Reserves Fund.
A new report shows high levels of turnover among state agency employees. Nearly 1 in 6 state employees left their jobs over the 2021-2022 fiscal year. That 16.4% turnover is the highest we've seen in nearly 2 decades. But it's important to note the data includes state agencies, but not UW system employees. Including those numbers, the vacancy rate is closer to 18%. The Wisconsin Policy Forum wrote the report, and the group's research director, Jason Stein, says these agencies can do things like raise pay, but it's more of a drawn-out process.
You know, if you're the Department of Corrections, you may have, again, you have a very strong funding stream that you can draw on in terms of taxes to increase wages. But to make that happen, you have to go to the legislature and work with them in many cases. And that's by design a time-consuming process.
Stein says that's different from the private sector, which may be a little more nimble to raise pay.
Dane County officials have announced a new program that aims to reduce the number of fatal overdoses in the area. The county is partnering with nonprofit Safe Communities to assemble and distribute 100 overdose AIDS boxes. They'll be stocked with Narcan, fentanyl test strips, and treatment resources for those struggling with their addictions. These boxes will be placed throughout the county in areas that have seen a higher prevalence of opioid-related overdoses and deaths.
By getting more resources out into the community and making them easier to access, we can hopefully reduce the number of families who lose loved ones to opioids.
Money for these services come from the Harm Reduction and Prevention Act, which the county board passed last fall. It authorized $750,000 to fight the opioid epidemic here locally.
The Consumer Product Safety Commission is urging people to stop using an infant pillow that has been linked to at least 10 baby deaths now. Boppy newborn loungers were originally recalled in September of 2021 after 8 infants died. The problem is the babies can suffocate in certain positions on the pillow or roll off of it onto other dangerous surfaces. Now, some people continued to use the product, which has resulted in 2 more deaths since the recall. Officials say used Boppy loungers also appear for sale on sites like Facebook Marketplace. They point out that is illegal, and anyone who owns the product should stop using it immediately. New at 10, 2 people are dead, 5 others wounded after a shooting outside a Virginia theater where a high school graduation ceremony had just taken place. A 36-year-old man and an 18-year-old man who had just graduated were killed. Another gunshot victim suffered life-threatening injuries. Other people were injured from other causes, including a person who was hit by a car in all the chaos. A 19-year-old who fled the scene was later taken into custody. Investigators believe he was known by at least one of the victims, but there's no word on a possible motive. Police also recovered 4 firearms at the scene.
The field of Republican presidential candidates is growing even more crowded. Former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie formally launched his bid at a town hall in New Hampshire earlier tonight. Nicole D'Antonio tells us 2 more candidates are expected to make their announcements tomorrow.
Former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie has officially launched his campaign for the Republican nomination for president.
I intend to seek the Republican nomination for President of the United States in 2024, and I want your support.
At a town hall in New Hampshire Tuesday night, he positioned himself as the candidate willing to go after former President Donald Trump.
Donald Trump made us smaller by dividing us even further and pitting one group against another, different groups pitted against different groups every day.
Once a Trump ally, the 60-year-old is now focusing on New Hampshire voters after dropping out of his first presidential bid in 2016.
Maybe we do need new blood. Maybe we do need somebody like, Christie or DeSantis.
Christie's announcement comes a day before former Vice President Mike Pence kicks off his campaign in Iowa.
The answer, Iowa, is strong, conservative, Republican leadership.
Adding to an already crowded field that also includes Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, former United Nations Ambassador Nikki Haley, and South Carolina Senator Tim Scott. The next challenge for the candidates will be meeting the requirements for the first Republican debate in August, including making a pledge to support the eventual nominee. Notably, Donald Trump, who's leading the GOP pack in the polls, hasn't said whether he would sign such a pledge. He has hinted he may skip the debate altogether. Nicole D'Antonio, CBS News, the White House.
North Dakota Governor Doug Burgum announced he would join the GOP race Tuesday evening in an op-ed article posted to the Wall Street Journal. He writes, "We need a change in the White House. We need a new leader for a changing economy. That's why I'm announcing my run for president today."
Next at 10, border security continues to be a major topic among our nation's leaders.
This as California officials investigate who sent dozens of migrants to Sacramento on private jets. We'll have those details when we return.
You're watching News 3 Now at 10. Winner of the Best Evening Newscast by the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association.
This may look like an action-adventure movie, but it's a Nissan sales event ad.
Get 0% financing for 36 months on select Rogue trims.
These epic offers won't last forever.
We went to Ho Chunk Gaming Madison last night.
I don't really get how the jackpots work.
Ho Chunk Gaming Madison actually has had multiple million-dollar winners.
There are linked progressive slot machines at the same casino where local players increase the jackpot amount.
And a standalone progressive jackpot increases when a player plays on an individual machine that isn't linked to any other machine. Ho Chunk Gaming Madison. More ways to win. Find your perfect jackpot.
Ho Chunk Gaming Madison.
Announcing Madison Magazine's Best of Madison Readers Poll for 2023. Vote for the Best of Madison online today, including Fry Construction for Best Roofer, Windows and Doors, Kitchen and Bath Design, and Best Home Repair. Vote today for Fry Construction on MadisonMagazine.com.
At the Spectrum Lab, we're bringing you the best in connectivity with Spectrum One. Get Spectrum Internet with the fastest speeds in the nation, so you always have enough speed for all your devices.
Plus, advanced Wi-Fi delivering state-of-the-art security and privacy.
Plus, Spectrum Mobile gives you unlimited talk, text, and data on a reliable nationwide network.
Get Spectrum One with Spectrum Internet for $49.99 a month, plus advanced Wi-Fi, plus your first line of Spectrum Mobile Unlimited, free for 12 months. Call 833-792-4999. Visit Spectrum.com or Spectrum Store today.
like an action-adventure movie, but it's a Nissan sales event ad.
Get 0% financing for 36 months on select Rogue trims.
These epic offers won't last forever.
The one and only Adam Lambert. Give him a hand, y'all. And we've got Jalen Hall. You getting Oscar buzz already.
Yes, it's a blessing.
On the next Jennifer Hudson Show at 3. You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
Southern border immigration issues are having ripple effects across the country. Today, the House of Representatives held 2 border hearings, while California officials are trying to figure out who flew 36 migrants to Sacramento. Emily Schmidt has the latest.
We haven't yet seen the migrants who flew on 2 private jets to Sacramento. 16 Friday, 20 more Monday. Yet a volunteer helping them shared a recording from one of them.
So he's saying, I want to say how grateful I am and long live Sacramento.
Sacramento's mayor welcomed the immigrants, yet condemned how they arrived.
I don't want to talk about who may have done this, who likely did this. They, he, are not worth dignifying.
California state leaders are more direct.
So there's a pattern here. There's documentation here. The document clearly that we have in our possession says the state of Florida. So we believe that the state of Florida, Governor DeSantis, is behind it.
Tuesday, the state of Florida took credit for the migrants' flight from El Paso to Sacramento, saying in a statement a contractor ensured they made it safely to Catholic charities. The statement continues, Florida's voluntary relocation is precisely that, voluntary. Those who have met the migrants say they are legally in the country and reported being promised help getting jobs, shelter, and clothing if they went someplace else.
That dream quickly became a nightmare. They were lied to and deceived.
El Paso's mayor says no one consulted the city before taking the migrants and says we would never use individuals in a political stunt. One complication, some of the migrants now in California have court dates scheduled in other locations. I'm Emily Schmidt reporting.
And we do have some breaking news tonight. Juan Jose Lopez, a longtime leader of Madison's Latino community, has passed away. An associate confirmed tonight to Madison365.com.
A cause of death was not immediately made public. He was the first Latino to serve on the Madison School Board, serving 12 years from 1994 to 2006. He was also a co-founder of the Latino Professionals Association of Greater Madison. Juan Jose Lopez was 64 years old.
And next at 10, the AmFam Championship will return Friday. It is the 7th year for the event at University Ridge Golf Course. And there's a lot of work going into preparation for the event this week. The lead groundskeeper at University Ridge tells us the dry spell of weather we've been going through over the past couple weeks has not had too big of an impact on the grass there. In fact, he says the conditions right now are everything the pros have come to expect.
Now we'll really start to back way off on our water. We try not to water at all if we can get away with it, but obviously when it's hot and dry like it has been, we have to put something down. So we're doing a lot of just touching certain areas that actually need water.
Opening ceremonies take place on Friday at 8:15, followed by the first tee time at 8:45.
And here's Julian Seawright with your first warn forecast.
Well, we are going to be having a bit more of that dry spell, but we do have some changes right on time for the golf tournament. So hopefully it doesn't put too much of a damper on things for them. But let's get right into the forecast. What we're going to be expecting for our weather headlines. Hazy conditions are going to be possible, but not nearly as bad as they have been over the last couple of days. So what we're going to be expecting is temperatures into the 70s for the next couple until we get to Friday. Then we're going to be warming right back up into around the 80s. But we are watching for that continued dry spell to break a bit once we get into our Friday overnights, heading into our Saturday, where we could be expecting some scattered showers and even thunderstorms. We have plenty of events this weekend. The Coleman Walk, and on top of it, that golf tournaments. So you might want to pay attention to the first one forecast on just when and where we're going to be seeing that shower activity. Now, outside of that, we are going to be expecting our smoke. not to be nearly as dense as it has been. But we could start to see some haze as we get into our Wednesday afternoon hours, but clearing up once again as we get to our Wednesday night. So air quality will be improving a little bit, but we're still going to be dealing with some of that Canadian wildfire smoke. Now, we are looking at dry conditions for us here throughout much of southern Wisconsin. A small little spawn of a pop-up shower just southwest of Platteville near the Mississippi River. But overall, things have still been on the dry side. But we did see some areas that got a little bit of rainfall over the last 12 hours, especially just south of Madison. Radar indications, so it's not official estimated totals, but we are looking about a little bit more than an inch just south of Madison, near an inch from Monroe and areas to the south and west, about 1/10 of an inch of rainfall from the last 12 hours of any of the rain that we did see in southern Wisconsin. So walking through our future track, the cloud cover that is going to be sticking around for tonight is going to be clearing up as we head into our early Wednesday morning. Might see a small little slew of some showers, but overall things are staying rather dry for many of us. Waking up with temperatures in the 50s by the time it's lunchtime, lower 70s throughout much of southern Wisconsin, and plenty of sunshine as well. Throughout the rest of the day, it's going to be on the quiet side, but those northeasterly winds will still create a little bit of hazy conditions for us. This is carrying in that wildfire smoke. But we're looking at dry conditions from not only Wednesday, but even into our Thursday, where it's going to be almost picture perfect. And on top of it, a carbon copy of what we have for our Wednesday forecast. So the changes that we're looking for is mainly going to be Friday nights into our Saturday. We're watching for Saturday morning, especially for a pretty widespread rainfall that could spawn a couple of thunderstorms throughout much of southern Wisconsin throughout the course of our Saturday and could even potentially linger into our early Sunday morning. So it's one thing to watch for, especially since we could see about 1/4 to 1/2 of an inch. As of right now for us here in Madison, areas to the north and east could see potentially more. So again, just make sure you're staying up to date with the first warn forecast on how we are watching for any of that potential rain to impact our weekend. Otherwise, we're going to be cooling right back down on Sunday into the lower 70s. Heading into next week, more sunshine, more dry conditions until we get to Wednesday of next week, where we have potential of more rain in the forecast and potentially even thunderstorms.
And coming up in sports, a walk-off winner at the ballpark. Which Brewers rookie sent everybody home happy? That's next on News 3 Now.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
We're busy. I get it. So Stanton Optical works with your schedule. Buy online, pick up in store same day, and get a free fitting. I mean, look at my to-do list. Same day eye exam, same day glasses. 2 pairs plus eye exam for only $79.
Water is one of nature's most beautiful and life-sustaining resources. At no fault of their own, many Wisconsin utility customers are facing a shutoff to their water service. This leaves them without the one life-giving resource we all take for granted. And those hardest hit are on fixed incomes, juggling multiple temporary jobs, or those who lost full-time jobs in sectors hardest hit by the pandemic. If someone you care about needs a hand up, your local Wisconsin energy providers are working together to keep you safely in your home and your water, heat, and power on. If you are in danger of losing your water service, call 833-H2O-WISC, 833-426-9472. You may not ask for it, but we're here to help.
Looks like they finally got rid of that trip hazard. They pump it full of mud?
It ain't mud, Jack.
Where are the patched holes? Where's the splashed mud?
It ain't mud, Jack.
Concrete lifting technologies can quickly raise and level any concrete surface using cutting-edge foam technology made in Wisconsin. Fast and accurate and eco-friendly.
How did those guys do it? Where are the holes? Where's the mud?
It ain't mud, Jack.
Have you ever been challenged, been tried, made a pact with your own limits? Have you been here, there, places no one should go? If you have, then you know that whatever you're capable of, so are we. No wonder Ford SUVs lead in brand loyalty. Now get an Explorer and get 0% APR financing for 36 months, $1,000 low APR cash, and $1,000 retail bonus cash. See your dealer.
To everyone who appreciates a handcrafted meal, are you ready for a taste of Wisconsin?
Butterburgers cooked fresh, just the way you like.
The way you love.
Definitely love.
And our thick and creamy frozen custard, we make it for you all throughout the day. All day.
All day, every day. Put it in the extra work and not cutting corners. Takes a little longer.
But it's how we've always done it at Culver's. Because making your meal with care shows how much we care.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
Welcome to Too Good to Guess. Can you guess how much 2 pairs of progressives, a free eye exam, and anti-glare lens upgrade will cost at Stanton Optical? Only $135? Wow, a deal so good, every customer wins. Book your eye exam at Stanton Optical today.
The Bucks interviewed around 15 candidates before zeroing in on the new man in Milwaukee, Adrian Griffin, who just so happened to get his NBA coaching career started with the Bucks back in 2008. Today, the Griffin era officially began with the team introducing their 17th head coach in franchise history, and after coaching stops in Toronto, Oklahoma City, Orlando, and Chicago, getting this opportunity was, in his words, worth the wait.
Extremely excited for the next chapter of my life, being the head coach of the Milwaukee Bucks. It's very sentimental for me. Again, this is where I started, and it's funny how life works and everything has come full circle, and extremely appreciative of the path that I've taken. You know, everyone's path is different, but, you know, to wait 15 years for this job, it was worth it.
The date is set for the 130th edition of the I-94 rivalry. Wisconsin will host Marquette on Saturday, December 2nd. Badgers lead the all-time series 70-59 and have won 3 of the last 4 meetings, including 2 straight. Last time the Golden Eagles came to the Kohl Center, Bucky won by 13 points. On the women's side, Julie Pospisilova is turning pro. The former Badger officially signed with a professional team that plays in the highest league in Spain. Each of the last 2 seasons, Julie P. led UW in scoring, averaging 14 points per game. The Wisconsin volleyball team is a couple days into their foreign tour, and they're 2-0 thanks to 2 wins in Turkey. And they've done it without last year's kills leader. Sarah Franklin did not travel with the team because she's recovering after recently having surgery due to blood clots associated with quadrilateral space syndrome. Franklin is out indefinitely. Luke Fickell's bat signal was flying high this evening after Kevin Haywood committed to the Badgers. The 6'7", 295-pound, 4-star offensive tackle out of Pennsylvania chose Wisconsin over Georgia, Alabama, and Michigan. Fickell also picked up a commitment from 3-star interior offensive lineman Ryan Corey. That's 4 for the class of 2024 so far in June. The State Boys Golf Tournament wrapped up today in Kohler, and Edgewood's domination continued in Division II. The Crusaders captured their 6th straight D2 team championship, and after finishing 2nd last season, Cambridge got the job done this time around. The Blue Jays took home the Division III team title, and Cayenne Beistel Flores won the whole thing, taking home individual medalist honors. Brewers opening up a 3-game series with the Orioles. 10th inning, tied at 3, and Joey Weimer makes AmFam Field go whee! He walks it off in extras. Brewers get the win, 4-3, the final. And tickets have been punched to next week's state baseball tournament. Middleton is heading back to the Fox City Stadium for the first time since 2016. Jefferson will be there for the 3rd straight season. Ithaca also heading back for the first time since 2016. And how about Pecatonica? This year is their first trip to the state tournament. We're back after this.
Hy-Vee's daily deals for Wednesday are: select Kellogg's cereal, just $1.88. Select Frito-Lay snacks, just $2.99. And Prima California peaches or nectarines, just $1.99 a pound. Wednesday only at Hy-Vee.
This may look like an action-adventure movie, but it's a Nissan sales event ad.
Get 0% financing for 36 months on select Rogue trims.
These epic offers won't last forever.
Planning a remodel? Don't toss your cabinets, furniture, and appliances. Donate to Habitat Restore. Your items stay out of landfills while proceeds create housing solutions for hardworking families. Build a stronger community with Habitat Restore of Dane County.
come see Tootsie, the Tony Award-winning feel-good comedy musical about Michael Dorsey, a desperate actor who just hit rock bottom. Little did he know, he had nowhere to go but down.
Get your tickets today at overture.org.
Trust your feet to Morgan's Shoes.
Birkenstock ushers in a new collection with clean lines, easier than ever closures, and the most necessary footbed in your closet. Slide into Morgan's Shoes and shop our new Birkenstock arrivals. See what's fresh for spring and summer. Birkenstock platforms and wedges, cork-powered sneakers, or up your game with our iconic men's and women's sandals.
Comfort with style. Trust your feet to Morgan's Shoes.
Morgan's Shoes, Hilldale.
Announcing Madison Magazine's Best of Madison Readers Poll for 2023. Vote for the Best of Madison online today, including Fry Construction for Best Roofer, Windows and Doors, Kitchen and Bath Design, and Best Home Repair. Vote today for Fry Construction on MadisonMagazine.com.
Want to work out for free? This summer at Anytime Fitness, you can get up to 3 months free. Get more for your membership than just machines, with 24/7 access and a community of support. Hurry! The earlier you join, the more you save. Stop into Anytime Fitness now and get the summer free.
Furniture Store closing sale. Euro-style beds, mattresses, kitchens, and comfortable upholstered furniture and home decor, all on sale. Everything must go. At Black, Red, White Furniture, located at 6798 Watts Road, Madison.
What if in 1968 the mayor said nope to Summerfest? How many bands would you have never seen? Would hitting 12 stages in one day even be possible? Thankfully, 55 years ago, Summerfest was a yes. Don't miss Milwaukee Summerfest, presented by American Family Insurance.
This may look like an action-adventure movie, but it's a Nissan sales event ad.
Get 0% financing for 36 months on select Rogue trims.
These epic offers won't last forever.
Hy-Vee's daily deals for Wednesday are: select Kellogg's cereal, just $1.88. Select Frito-Lay snacks, just $2.99. And Prima California peaches or nectarines, just $1.99 a pound. Wednesday only at Hy-Vee.
Take a whiff of the smell of success. Thursday at 6.
And Julian's back. Final check of the forecast.
Well, things will stay into the 70s for the next couple of days, and then we warm back up to some more summer-like feels for Friday, and bringing in a little bit of rain heading into the weekend as well. But this will be brief, because once Saturday's over with, we are expecting a bit more sunshine, cooling down a little bit more. Next week, it's a little bit more of the same, except for better chances for widespread rain and even some thunderstorms heading into next weekend.
All right, Julian, thank you. Thanks for joining us for News 3 Now at 10.
Do something good, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.